God bless you. I'm Stuart Welch, Senior Pastor over at Bread of Life Elk Grove, bringing you another video presentation on our tremendous series, God Transforms. Man, we had a wonderful time on Sunday. I hope you went to YouTube, and I pray that you checked out that video and that it was a tremendous blessing for you. But we're now moving in to part number 2 of this. So we started out, who are you becoming? God Transforms, coming out of the book of Colossians, the 3rd chapter, verses 1 through 17. You got to read that. You got to write some notes in there. You got to mark that thing up, and it's going to truly bless you. Well, we're going on to number 2 now, which is the danger of compromise. And you know what compromise is? It's just the subtle ethic of give and take. And you have to realize that healthy compromise is demonstrated when we're able to give in without sacrificing our values or belief. And my friend, you must know that every relationship we enter into has an element of give and take. You know, it's easy for us to look from the outside in and see the level of compromise in other people and around. You know, I found it very interesting that in a poll recently taken between people 18 to 29, and just the word Christianity was used, the most common response was people not walking what they're talking. And because we have this area of compromise. But you know what? I find it very interesting that I began my college career as a political science major, and I was swift to change that because people told me, you don't want to go into politics, you'll always end up compromising your life. So I changed and switched from that to another major, and then I end up graduating from school and going into another area of compromise. What's that? I became a police officer. So you may understand what many people think, that in this law enforcement career that it's about compromise. But let's look at our personal lives. Let's look at us on our jobs. Let's look at those pens and pencils and paper clips that we now have at home that came from our office. Well, see, we don't really view that as compromise. You know, let's look at that, story that we told the boss. We woke up 15 minutes late for work. We jump on the freeway. And yes, there is a lot of traffic. But when we get to work, we say, wow, I was late because there was a lot of traffic. No, we were late because we woke up late. But see, we don't oftentimes view those things as compromise. So when we begin to look through our lives and we look through the relationships that we have, and we look at several of the occurrences and opportunities that arise in everyday life for us to compromise. But the biggest thing is, let us not compromise our values in God. And we've seen in that book of Colossians how God has told us, about not compromising, things that we must rid ourselves of, things we must not do. So part 2, I'm very excited about. We're coming out of 1 Kings 11 and 4. I'll read that very first scripture to you. It says, "For it was so, when Solomon was old, that his wives turned his heart after other gods, and his heart was not loyal to the Lord his God, as was the heart of his father David." You see, Solomon didn't start out with this in mind. He was known as the wisest man in the world. The Bible even tells us there's none before him like that, and there will be none after him like that. But we begin to understand that the wisest man in the world fell to compromise. And if that happened to him, beloved, how much easier is it for it to succumb, for us to succumb to it as well? So he didn't start out with this in mind, and seldom do we. I mean, people came from all around for his wisdom. No one ever desires to be an addict. It's that drink, maybe some drugs, gambling, even sexual immorality. We never intend for it to conquer us. But then we find that our heart turns. And you may ask, how does this happen? Well, I'm glad you asked. Either log into our video to see the rest of this series, or join us Sunday morning at 10. We meet at 10 a.m. at 10,000 East Tarrant Drive in the wonderful city of Elk Grove. You can find out more by logging on to our website, www.breadoflifeelkgrove.org, or visit us on Facebook, facebook.com/Bread of Life Elk Grove. God bless you is my prayer for you. I look to see you in the house, and we're saving a seat just for you. God bless you.